All right, welcome back. So this is going to be part two. I guess the last part of this. But let's see. Yesterday's recap. Yesterday we joined a new tribe. We met some cool people. We met some not so cool people. Uh, we did a little baby farm. We tamed some mosas, and we hit level 100. And we're only able to craft like 5 heavies because somebody used up all the cement paste and resources in the base. So we didn't get anywhere closer to being secure. Um, so today, hopefully, we change that. Right. So yeah, this is episode 2 of my where I talk about my experience hugging a group in MTS and living through the life of a non-organized tribe. Anyways, so I started the day out. I logged in. I got chewed out in Discord, and I was the only person online. So I looked around the base, and there wasn't like any resources at all. Pretty much wherever I left off last night, that's where the base was today. We didn't have a lot of act people, so we have a huge offline time, and nobody was farming except for me and the tribe leader. So nothing got done overnight. So I decided to do a light metal run just to get some metal cooking, and hopefully somebody comes on so that we can do a proper one. So I went to Gen 2, and I went to the northwestern corner. There's a metal mountain up there with the plan of basically just punching metal and hitting trees for stone and just coming back with a basic little metal run to get the forges running, right? So I got out there. I was tech punching away, getting up on metal, and in the upper right hand corner, I noticed that some rocks were breaking that weren't my rocks. So there was another dude here farming metal. And one thing I've learned about MTS or Gen 2 in general is people chase. Like, people love to chase on this server. I don't know why. Your tech suits travel the same speed. So if I start blasting and he starts blasting, you're never going to catch me because you can't go faster than me. We both go the same speed. But motherfuckers will chase you across the entire map. And you got like some fiber on you. But, to each their own. So I knew this guy was going to chase me down and he was going to come hunting for me. So I pretty much ceased what I was doing and just started booking it because I don't want to lose the metal I had. And the server was extremely laggy, so it was impossible to do the animation cancel with the map where you tech punch and pull a trap to cancel. So I was just pretty much falling. But the good thing is probably he was lagging too, so PvPing on Gen 2 is kind of a nightmare. So yeah, I was trying to tech punch away and then get into a clear spot so I could rocket boost and GTFO. I started head towards this drop, but I figured that guy was going to chase me to that drop. So he actually ended up shooting me with something that didn't do any damage, but I ended up dropping, getting out of sight, and then going to a random direction so that the guy wouldn't mess with me at all. And yeah, I got to a drop, extracted, and came back home and delivered my metal. So light metal run success. But yeah, so for the next order of business, I wanted to tame up a little piggy Daedon. I didn't want to keep throwing tames outside of the base and letting them slow heal outside of the comfort and security of our crap turret placement. So I figured I'd get a Daedon so that we could heal something up if we needed to. It's like a key tame in base operations. That or snow owls, but we're on Gen 1, so you can't ride snow owls. You can breed them, but you can't ride them. So Daedon's is a must, right? So I headed over to Gen 1 snow biome, flew around a bit, and finally found a Daedon that looked good. So I ended up chasing it around, narking it out, and leaving it there to tame up, right? I was also listening for a Procoptodon. I got one down, but a Uranus decided to eat it, and that Procoptodon didn't last very long. So once the Daedon was tamed up, I brought it back into base, and one of my Velos had just finished growing up. So one of our tribe mates had gone out and gotten a Velo breeding pair, and I laid it out the night before I went to bed, and it raced up. So I was the only person in the tribe who had an imprinted Velo. And so we were thinking about doing the center boss fight so that we could kill the Megapithecus, I think his name is, the monkey, and the alpha brood mother, so we can get tech turrets and all the monkey engrams at the same time. And since I had that velo, the plan was for me to go on velo and stam dump the velo into the bosses and kill them with the range attack. And we had a second Procroptodon, and so they were gonna hop up with shotties and DPS down the bosses like everybody does, right? Nothing new there. We had a decent shotgun BP. It was like 200% plus after I think I was level 90 or like level 100 when I crafted him. And we had a bunch of shotgun rounds. So all of us were paid MTS members. So we used our paid service to get the boss stuff instead of going around and getting the tributes. And the young dude, the cool young dude, the younger European guy, he went out and got all the artifacts that we needed to do the boss fight. So I stayed in base trying to level up the velo as much as I could, and we all left on May Wings to the center to start the boss fight. Now, I might be crazy, and sometimes the people that I play these video games with make me feel like I'm crazy with the amount of gaslighting they do, but I like to come a little bit prepared to a boss fight. We got real money on the line here. We paid for our accounts, so we're using the paid services stuff, so there's real money there. I mean, it's not a lot of money, and I don't mind. Like, MTS is awesome. They're providing a great service, and I love throwing a little bit of money every month at the services that I enjoy playing and using. So we've got real money on the line. We've got our only dinos on the line. We've got our best shotguns, our best flak, like 500 rounds of shotguns a piece, medbars. It's just we're fully kitted out for a boss fight, right? You would think that you would come with your your Sunday best. Well, not the tribe leader. He came to the boss fight naked. So once we had all the tributes farmed up and all the artifacts ready to go, me and the European dude, who that guy was a hot shot, man. Your Ark players, they're pretty kick-ass. The guy had a Maywing. He had his full PvP kit. His Procoptodon. I had a Maywing. I had my velo. According to plan. So me and him both pick a decent spot on the center, which was like capped out at the moment. I think there's like 40 or something, 40 plus people on it. And so that's kind of sketch. You're running around a server with all these artifacts and boss mats on you, and you get popped. That sucks. It just sets you back to the the Stone Age, right? Primal. So we coordinate, we meet up, and we end up finding a drop that's coming down. So me and head towards the drop. But the little paranoia in my head is the longer you stay to drop, the higher the chance of running into a fucking wyvern or a mounted player coming to investigate said drop. And this drop had a ring around it. So me and homie are ready to go. The tribe leader starts saying something about where's the bed, and me and homie are like, well, what are you talking about? Just throw out your mount and meet us. And he's like, well, I didn't bring him out. And it's like, well, I started getting kind of rude because I'm really frustrated at this point. And I'm just like, well, what'd you bring, dude? Why are you gonna come? Why are you coming to the boss fight if you're not gonna bring a fucking mount? Like, well, what's your problem here? And he starts getting snappy at me, saying, oh, well, this is the first time I've ever done a boss fight where nobody places a bed. And I'm just like, yeah, I forgot. You're right, dude. I'm wrong. What do you have? And to that he responds, nothing. I don't have anything. I don't have flag, I don't have parachutes, I don't have grapples, I don't have anything. And I was like, okay, dude, go back to fucking base and get a fucking kit and come back. And so we had to, like give him our grappling hook to get grappled to the Maywing so we could fly him around the Redwood Forest and take him to a drop, like, little fucking little baby being babysat, because who comes to a boss fight fucking naked? He rekits. Takes his sweet ass time too. Me and the European kid are just sitting there for like 20 minutes, with all this shit on us, waiting for him to show up. And then finally he comes back. And so he's holding the upload. Me and the younger dude find a new drop. We fly towards it, place the bed, he spawns, and we buy our tributes, we start the boss fight, and boom, boss fight's on. There we were in the arena with the boss fights with the European guy and the tribe leader of tribe leaders. I guess the European guy has not done this fight, and I get it, it's cool. Not everybody knows everything about fucking Ark, but he ends up watching the first part of this, which almost costs us the entire boss fight. And you know what? I'm totally down. I'm totally cool with that. You know what I mean? He's been working his ass off and contributing and doing all this shit that even if he fucked it up for all of us, I don't even care because he's part of the tribe. You're allowed to screw up. We're all human. So he ends up getting on the Procoptodon and running a little bit too down the hill, aggravating the bosses before we're in place, which basically turns the heat up on our little get in position operation. Um, the server is laggy as hell, and I'm not able to do the parachute across to the ledge, and I'm just like activating parachute, slamming into the ground, activating parachute, slamming into the ground. The boss is coming. It's like, oh shit. So finally, we get our shit together. The Procoptodon picks me up and jumps me into the ledge, and then picks up the Velo and the tribe leader and jumps him to the ledge, and we're all safely on our little side ledge, right? So there we just start proceeding DPSing down the boss, right? Just like everybody does. Shotgun to the face, shooting in the Megapithecus whenever he comes into range, pow, pow, pow. I'm Velo dumping my Velo every time that I can. The boss is glitchy as shit, and again, like I said, it's extremely laggy. So he's bouncing all over the place, hopping all over the place, and then he throws a rock up and one-shots the tribe leader. and I'll be honest here, I kind of secretly was so happy that happened because it's like, haha, fuck you, asshole, you suck at this game. But yeah, so our tribe leader gets one shot. Me and Homie are still DPSing down the boss, and then the ape throws another rock and kills Homie, and then it's like, oh no. So I'm the only one left here. We still got a long way to go. The ape's not dead yet, and it's like, fuck. I guess it's just me. I better not die. And I've done this boss fight like 20 times on alpha. It's not difficult. It's just the monkey runs around like an idiot, and it's hard to shoot him. And if you slip off, you're pretty much dead. And so as long as you stay on the ledge, you're fine. So I'm DPSing and the monkey's running off, and I'm just waiting for him to come back, and he comes back, and then monkey throws a rock and kills my Velo somehow. And it's like, oh fuck. So now I'm on foot, and I run up the ledge a little further, and I'm DPSing down the monkey with my shotgun. And all's going great. I'm shooting him, but the thing that sucks is like the monkey should have died a long time ago, but he keeps getting in the spots where I can't hit him, and he's like 1% health. He's about to go down. I'm about to kill him. Throws a rock and kills me too, like seconds before I'm about to kill him. And we all lost the boss fight, and so that was pretty unfortunate. It really sucks because that meant that we did not evolve. We did not get tech. We had to start farming for all that shit over again. We didn't have any more shotgun rounds. We had to craft shotguns again and all that. But things were happening that were going to prevent us from being able to do that. Like another tribe prepping for a raid on our fucking base. Yeah, one of the things that I think is funny is with my experience with Bloody Ark and my other tribes, we were living in extinction, and we were about to do the boss fight. And it's like, all right, you ready? Yeah, guys, we're ready. Let's go do the boss fight. And then all of a sudden, I hear a rock drake swooping in, and I'm like, wait a minute. Rock drakes don't live up here. Let me go check outside. I go look outside. There's a fucking fob outside of our base, and we're getting fobbed right before we're about to do the boss fight. And so, you wait too long, it's too late, you're done. You're gonna get wiped. And so, and this has happened multiple times. It's just like if you don't, there's got to be a sense of urgency in MTS. Like, you're playing with very competitive people. This isn't just leisure time. This isn't FIFA online or casual play. This is serious players that will wipe the shit out of you. So it's like, if you want to play serious in MTS, you got to have a sense of urgency. And so when we first did Bloody, we didn't know what we were doing. We were learning, and we got wiped and then wiped and then wiped. And so I'm telling these guys in our little rat hole, like, dude, we really need to get heavies. And they're like, oh, dude, nobody checks out here. And it's like, trust me, dude, they do. They do check out here. People have scouted our base. People know exactly what we have. People are planning to raid us right now. I guarantee it. No, dude, you're paranoid. It's like, no, dude, we all have the same map. Everybody knows everything. Maybe one wipe you went through here and nobody fucked with you, but that doesn't mean that nobody knows about this spot. Everybody knows about every spot. There is no secret spot. And so, like, whenever I meet people and they think like that, I just think back to my Army OPSEC training, where they're telling you, don't be fooled by anecdotal evidence. Don't be fooled by anecdotal advice. just because it didn't happen to you before doesn't mean it's not going to happen to you this time. And so I'm telling them, if there was like a little sign, like we used to have this on our base as DEFCON 1, DEFCON 2, like what's the the op tempo right now? Are we being attacked? Are we going to be attacked? Are we safe? And it's like I'm like, dude, it's red. We're on the verge of getting attacked at any second. And he's like, no, you're paranoid, whatever. No joke. Like 20 minutes later, we get PvP timer, and the tribe leader starts yelling, "I hear rockets, rockets!" And I was like, "I told you, dude. I thought people don't scout down here." And he's like, "We got to defend. They're attacking us." And I was like, oh, "Bro, nobody checks down here. What are you talking about? How are people attacking us if they don't check down here? Like, I don't understand." And he started getting pissed off, and I stopped, because like, okay, I'm gonna stop fucking with you, and I'm gonna start trying to help with this raid defense. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because like I'm saying, dude, we're imminent. Like at any second, we should be getting raided. We end up getting raided. I loved it. So yeah, we're up in our base, and we get the PvP timer, and you hear that that wailing sound of a rocket and explosions, and it's like, oh fuck, we're getting rocket ran. Which let's be honest, we're a 10-minute rocket run. Our base is not very well defended, and the raiders ended up going for our mesh hole, which is genius because the big hole had turrets on top, so they couldn't really rocket that. They'd have to soak those and come in, but the mesh hole, we couldn't do it. So right before all this started, the tribe leader put a cliff platform just below the mesh hole so he could throw out tames and breed them. Kind of like the Karkinos under the base outside the protection. He was doing the same thing, but it's just security through obscurity. Like, oh, nobody over here, so I can do this safely. A dude shows up with a Bloodstalker and starts fucking with us, and he now has a place to stand to throw out soakers to start soaking our little tiny hole that 6 turrets with like a few hundred rounds of peach. So it's just like I saw him place the cliff plat, and I'm like, you need to put a shandy on that now. And he's like, yeah, I'm just breeding the mantises. And it's like, okay, breeding the mantises was more important than security. Again, the obsec in me is just let's focus on security first, then breeding, instead of breeding and then security. But yeah, whatever. So he places that cliff plat, and the enemies now throws out a stego on our cliff plat and is soaking our little turrets. And so the genius actually had a good idea. He crowd up all our tames, gets them back into the base, and then jumps back down there and demolishes the cliff plat, so they no longer have a like foot to stand on. Great, like first smart move since I've met this guy. Good job. You bought us some time. The next thing, the dude's got a Bloodstalker, so while I'm trying to scout out, like look down and stuff, I get picked and pulls me in, and of course I'm not prepped for that, and I die. And so the shitty part about our base is that if you're above, getting in is a pain in the ass, but if you fall out, we're in their territory. Like they have tames. We don't have any tames. We have flyers. You can't even use them. We have Cinerama crops. Can't even use them. They've got a Bloodstalker. So just with that Bloodstalker alone, I'm pretty much, they're like untouchable because we can't do anything because we don't have any tames. We're 7 days into the wipe and we have no fucking tames. And it's just like, come on guys, like what am I supposed to do? Like how am I supposed to defend? And so the tribe leader actually has a second genius idea. He suggested we strap myself with C4 and the Cinerama crops with C4, go down there, let the Bloodstalker pick me, and then suicide. And I was like, great, that's actually genius. So we put C4 on me, put C4 on Cinerama crops, I put it on. I fall down, I get picked, I get pulled in, and I see him building a fob. And I'm just like, great, he's got a fob right underneath our base. We blow the C4 and kill his Bloodstalker, but again, when you raid, you bring more than one tame. So, oh yeah, we killed his Bloodstalker, like a little victory. And it's like, yeah, we might have won that little tiny battle, but I guarantee they probably have 50 more fucking Bloodstalkers in their base, and all he's got to do is tell his buddy to bring him 5 more. You know what I mean? It's like, and so they set up a turret fob underneath our base, and it's set up to where if we fall out of the base from either side, we're dead. So we're locked into our base. We can't even leave. We can't even get down below to throw out a soaker, because to get below, you need to fly through their turrets. And so it's like, pretty good place on their part, pretty shitty on ours. And then so we spent the next, like 45 minutes trying to figure out how to defend, placing turrets, slow. Like basically it was they would rocket up, blow up turrets, try to get up, get killed at turrets. I'd place a turret, they'd rocket it. I'd place a turret, they'd rocket it. We ran out of resources, they come in, right? So we gave the order to evacuate because there's no defending against it. We didn't have the requirements to do that, and so we slowly started evacuating shit. Towards the end, this really sucked, but I found a vault with all of our tech in it, and I grabbed all, and I was a little overweight, and I was like, oh fuck, I got all our tech. And so I tried to teleport out of base. One of those sneaky little fuckers jumped into my bubble and teleported with me. And so I got to the island on the ocean platform, overweighted, and one of the raiders was there with me, and he basically shotgunned me down. I was trying to make it to the water so I could swim away, because you can't use guns underwater, but he killed me in the air right before I hit the water. And I was like, no. So they got our tech. That's it. It's one of those things. Never do online raids because, obviously I'm going to try everything in my power to save my shit, right? So you're not going to get shit. I'm not going to popcorn. I don't believe in popcorning, but I wasn't, I don't feel like we were giving up. So we were going to try to survive and take this to another base. So yeah, those raiders really didn't get anything. All they got was all the tech suits and tech, which that's pretty profitable. That's not nothing, but they didn't get all our tames and stuff, which actually, now that I think about it, the tech was probably better than our tames. They didn't get our blueprints or anything. And so the younger European dude found us a backup place, and he quickly crafted a cliff platform. I crafted an industrial forge, a chem bench, and a fabricator, just so we had like a backup to fall back to. Handed them to him, and then he went to go set up the fallback base. I'm not going to give away the location for that or show footage of, because they're still playing this wipe, and I'm no longer playing with them. And I don't want to give away their position. They can do that themselves. But yeah, we got wiped by that tribe. They slowly rocketed their way in and ended up killing our beds. And so we get to our new position, and we're able to place a generator. And so it's like, okay, we need turrets. That's always the case. We always need turrets. So me and the younger dude start talking. The tribe leader's okay at this point, and he's like, oh, we need electronics. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the angler, and we're wiped, but we need to put down at least like 1 or 2 turrets. I'm gonna take the angler and get a couple electronics pearls to make electronics, and then come right back. So I teleport around, throw out the angler, hit the little seashells on the side of the mountain, get a couple rows of pearls. When the tribe leader comes back, and he's like, oh, I've got a ton of pearls, why are you fucking farming for pearls? And I was like, because you were fucking gone and I didn't know you had pearls. He's like, we were talking about it. And I was like, I'm not listening to you, dude. So he starts cheering me out for farming pearls after we got raided, so that we can build electronics, so we can make turrets, because he's apparently got thousands of them. But when we were planning on this, he wasn't there. And so right there on the spot, I came back to base, I threw out the pearls, I put the angler away, and I was just like, you know what? I'm and I hate this, because the motherfucker's probably telling everybody that, like, oh, he quit because we got wiped. And it's like, no, I don't mind getting wiped. That's part of the game. I just don't like you. Simple as that. And so I quit the tribe. I quit the tribe not because, I raged because we got wiped. That's part of the game. It's always going to happen. Whatever. I quit the tribe because I did not want to build up and just deal with that fucker again. I'd rather not play the game and keep my mental health and sanity than play with him and just constantly have that stress of rage, knowing that no matter what you say, it doesn't matter, because he's always fucking right. Hey guys, so that's the end of my introduction to the MTS servers. The takeaway from this is, you don't always win at Ark. You don't always get the best tribe with the hardest, farming people and the best PvPers. I mean, I'll admit I'm not the best PvPer at all. I got a lot to learn, to remember what to do when things happen and what to carry. You'll most probably get wiped, but one of the things I love about this game isn't just the dinosaurs, but it's the people. And sometimes you meet cool people, and sometimes you meet some really intense personalities. But I really enjoy playing the game and working together with people to build something and dominate. Unfortunately, we didn't make it out of Prim, and we got wiped on the second day. But that's just the way Ark goes. Hopefully next time, maybe next wipe or during the beginner season, I can get a tribe that builds up and hunkers down and really farms. I'd like to find some people who play as much as I do. That's one of the problems. Like, not everybody can play the game all day, every day. So you're gonna get people who have jobs and stuff, and they can only play certain hours. But I'd really like to find a group of dedicated people who play like that. But in order to do that, I got to keep playing the game and meeting people. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it and looking back at all of my mistakes and just learning and seeing stuff that I didn't see before. Appreciate you watching, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment. Hopefully be pumping out a video sometime soon when I figure out what the next move is. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.